Look around you, not with your eyes, but with your heart. What do you see? Is the path you're on today steeper than you imagined? Are the stones cutting your feet? Is the weight on your shoulders so heavy that each breath feels like a victory? I want you to remember a story. It's an old one, but its truth echoes through every heart that has ever dared to dream. It's the story of a river that began as a single drop of rain, high in the frozen, unforgiving mountains. This little drop, let's call it Arya, found herself in a place of sheer rock and biting wind. She had heard whispers on the wind of a place called the Ocean, a vast, beautiful destination where waters danced in the sun and stretched to the ends of the earth. And so, her journey began. At first it was a gentle trickle, a easy slide down a mossy leaf. She thought, this is it. This is the beautiful journey they spoke of. But soon, the ground fell away, and she was plummeting in a waterfall, crashing into a raging torrent below. The world was a thunderous, chaotic roar. She was tossed against rocks, her very essence shattered into a million bubbles, only to reform, bruised and disoriented. This, she thought, must be the end. This pain, this chaos, it was too much. The beautiful destination felt like a cruel joke. She saw other drops get absorbed by the moss, swallowed by the earth, giving up the fight, the easy way out. A part of her longed for that surrender, for the quiet of the soil. But something in her, a tiny, stubborn spark, remembered the whisper of the ocean. It was a faint memory, almost drowned out by the roar of the falls, but it was there. So, she kept going. She had no other choice but to flow with the current that was, itself, her own will to move forward. The riverbed narrowed into a dark, terrifying canyon. The sun was a distant memory, a sliver of light far above. Here, the water moved slow, almost stagnant. It was a different kind of heart, not the heart of violent chaos, but the heart of silent, creeping doubt. In the darkness, she couldn't see if she was moving at all. She felt alone, completely and utterly alone. Was she even going the right way? Had the whisper of the ocean been a lie? This was worse than the waterfall. The waterfall was a trial of strength, but this darkness was a trial of faith. She spent what felt like an eternity in that gloom. But Arya, our little drop, did something profound in the darkness. She stopped fighting it. She accepted the darkness as part of her path. And in that acceptance, she noticed something she had missed before. The rocks in the canyon were smooth, not from an easy life, but from the persistent, gentle caress of the water that had come before her. She was not the first to travel this hard road. She was part of a legacy. This realization didn't light up the canyon, but it lit up something inside her. Her flow, though slow, began to feel purposeful again. She was polishing the stones, making the path just a little bit smoother for the drops that would follow. And then, one day, the canyon walls began to recede. A pinprick of light grew wider and wider until she burst forth into a wide, sunlit valley. The relief was overwhelming, but the journey was not over. The valley was easy, yes, but it was also vast and meandering. She risked getting lost in the comfort, spreading herself too thin across the plains, losing her sense of direction. She had to learn a new discipline, the discipline of staying her course, even when the path was easy, of not dissipating into the comfort of the moment. She encountered droughts, where the sun beat down and she felt herself evaporating, becoming less of herself. She thought she would disappear, but the earth, which had seemed to steal from her, gave back in the form of underground springs, reminding her that help often comes from the most unexpected places when we are at our most depleted. She encountered pollutants, the bitterness and negativity that others dumped into her path. For a time, she felt tainted, dirty. She carried the stain of it, but as she kept moving, as she flowed over cleansing stones and was aerated by the wind, she realized she had a choice. She could let the pollution define her, or she could use her own momentum to purify herself. It was a slow process, but she chose to let it go, to leave the bitterness behind her, a lesson in what she would no longer carry. Years turned into decades. The frantic, chaotic drop was gone. In her place was a deep, strong, steady current. She was wiser, she knew how to navigate rocks because she had been broken by them. She knew how to value the light because she had survived the darkness. She knew how to accept help because she had been parched. She knew her own power to cleanse because she had been stained. One morning, she noticed a change in the air, a taste of salt, a vastness on the horizon that was different from the sky. The current quickened, not with the panic of the waterfall, but with the profound, sure knowing of a heart coming home. The ground beneath her fell away one last time, not into a violent drop, but into a gentle, gradual merging. And then, she was there. She was in the ocean. It was more beautiful than the whispers had ever described. The warmth of the sun was deep and constant. The sense of space was infinite. But as she floated there, in that magnificent, beautiful destination, she realized the most important truth of all. The ocean was not the destination. The destination was the depth she had gained in the canyon. The destination was the strength she had forged in the waterfall. The destination was the patience she had learned in the valley. The destination was the resilience she had built in the drought. The destination was the wisdom she had earned from every single twist and turn of the river. The beautiful destination was not a place she had arrived at. The beautiful destination was what she had become on the journey. The ocean was simply the space that was finally vast enough to hold her. You, my friend, are Arya. Your hard road, your financial struggle, your heartbreak, your failed project, your anxiety, your loneliness, your dream that feels so far away, that is your canyon, that is your waterfall, that is your drought. It is not a sign that you are lost. It is the very proof that you are on your path. The easy roads don't lead to the ocean, they lead to stagnant ponds. The weight you carry is building your strength. The darkness you endure is sharpening your vision for the light. The loneliness you feel is making you appreciate the true connections that await. The failures you collect are simply data, teaching you how to succeed. You are being shaped, you are being prepared. You are being made strong enough to not only reach your beautiful destination, but to deserve it, to understand it, and to thrive within it. So, today, if the path is steep, just take one more step. You don't have to see the ocean, you just have to trust the flow of your own journey. You just have to keep going. Your hard road is not your enemy. It is the sacred ground upon which you are building your unshakable self. It is the relentless, loving sculptor that is chiseling away everything you are not, to reveal the masterpiece you have always been. Keep going. Your journey is worth it because you are worth it.